And voila, the product is ready to be tried out the first time in its beta version. Is it recording? It's better to check since there aren't so many minutes of recording left. Okay. Sorry for the rather informal setting, but that's it. Now, you could see a couple of short, not really high quality footages showing what you can expect from the program, or in this case game program as it's proposed, which you will be able to play in maximum 1 or 2 days. Clearly it's only we could say a tech demo, by which I mean that it shows what kind of content and of what level of complexity, how rich content a game made with this rendering engine will be able to will be able to offer. Now, clearly, it's important that the rendering engine, and it's not just graphics but many other things, as you could see, that it works fine is fundamental, because inserting the content makes from it a real game rather than just sort of functional computer program. It's only that question. Now, clearly there is yet a small amount of refinements left for this rendering engine to come to completion, after which, according to how much people like this, how much people like the functionality it offers, it will be possible for me to decide whether to invest some time and effort in creating with it first playable game which actually qualifies as a game rather than a huge piece of computer software, which in this case is a rendering engine written in the JavaScript programming language, which about which the most important thing, and the reason why that was the language chosen to do this, now letting in brackets the fact that it was developed parallelly with a C++ version with OpenGL graphics and whatever, that it was to test whether it's such complex software can be made to function well on all platforms which support programs written with the JavaScript programming language, which is cool because practically all internet browsers support it and let it run well and so on. And since most systems most computing devices feature an operating system on which it's possible to install an internet browser, it's all that opening the page and something game.html and just play the game. And it can also be accessed online and played online and downloaded and whatever. Now, don't get into details. Those, after all, are details which don't regard me from close. In fact, our focus is this rendering engine written in JavaScript to be functional practically on all computing devices, from personal computers to smartphones, tablet PCs, and whatever. Also, some gaming consoles are able to open an internet page and execute in it interactive content written in JavaScript, and so are able to run also this will be able to run also this, like those many gaming consoles today feature this possibility. And we have been speaking about JavaScript and why it was chosen as a language, programming language for this thing here, apart from the C++ version. It was to try out whether this is possible, whether a well-designed algorithm can make the task of offering such rich content in a flight to be really executable on a computer program, which after all runs by interpreting. It's similar to Java or to MATLAB. It's an interpreted language, and so it's a bit higher level abstraction than could be a program written in C or C++, and so performance can be an issue. But even a small, simple program can become heavy to execute on the computer, making the hardware requirements high. But I could test that it's not a problem here. It's all contained within reasonable limits. And I will be updating and linking the website to try it as soon as it's functional, the first operating beta version. Thanks for your attention. Have a good day. This was Simon, alias the nerd of algorithms. Sorry, I forgot to say something to conclude the previous discussion, and it's this, essentially. In this rendering engine, now the environment which can be displayed, maintaining a good performance, good functionality of the program as it's executed, is rather small. In fact, before ever, in any case, attempting to insert content into this, to utilize this rendering engine to create a video game which actually qualifies as such, there is a major update scheduled for it, and it's procedure implemented in it which allows to render potentially actually environments of any size, where we intend here urban environments, whether with some little hilly terrain or just sort of flatty world like the one you could see in the short footages presented at the beginning of this video. But anyway, as far as urban environments are concerned, able to handle correctly cities, urban environments of any size, with the buildings and so on, even if, well, for trees, since they need lots of polygons, some limitations there may be. I've already devised the architecture for how this rendering engine will allow to do this thing of rendering large urban city environments on a network of roads with a minimal computational cost, so to speak. But it's not yet. I haven't yet clearly started to implement it. But it will allow to do much more than this with even smaller computational costs, because that's it. It will support a rather complex and rich scene hierarchy, in which the details which are most relevant from a certain point of view, according to this nearly top-down kind of visualization, they can be seen, while discarding all the other things. So maintaining the overall cost of execution, computational cost of execution of the computer program, very, very low, very light. And well, then it will be possible for me to do with this rendering engine really believable GTA-like game. Also, in accordance with the facts that I've recently I recently was informed of the fact that also Sakis25 resumed developing his famous game Crime Life 3, and he started making Crime Life 4 with a completely different development tool, which will be much more powerful than the programming language, so to speak, with which Crime Life 3 was made. And so I think it would be interesting to compare the different things, which I think will in large part be complementary to each other rather than competing, because as to the complexity of gameplay, I can't do such a big kick, but certainly the rendering of the environment and its size will be, and the fact that this is a browser game, effectively, those that will be able to be done well, while leaving now in the fog in the background what about the C++ variant, which clearly is much more powerful, but yeah, that's can't be played as a browser game. Clearly, it's will have more features. It opens up more possibilities, but that's still in the background. Okay, and that's for another video log. So bye bye, and well, I'm sure there will be lots of developments, and on my side I can't wait. Clearly Crime Life 4, as well as the development of this very rendering engine that I made, which is FalansterCity3D, and some future game made with it. That well, I think it's all. Now bye from Simon, alias the nerd of algorithms, end of vlog.